Okay guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. This coming Thursday, May 28, 2026, meron pong nakaschedule na meeting, yung tinatawag na Committee of the Whole, dyan po sa House of Commons. Okay, sa pagkakataong yan, meron po silang mga inimbetahang resource persons, mga miyembro ng gabinete. Okay? In-invite po dyan, o kabilang sa mga in-invite, si Immigration Minister Leyna Diab. At ngayon, nag-iingay po itong ilang mga MP ng mga critics, no, mga conservative MPs, dahil bakit daw hindi pa nako-confirm ng kanyang attendance itong immigration minister? Bakit daw? Natatakot ba siyang sagutin ang kanilang mga katanungan? Kasi ang inaasahan po dun sa Thursday, syempre, tatanungin muli itong mga in-invite nila tungkol sa iba't nilang mga programa and other issues faced by their respective departments. Ang sabi nung isang masugid na kritiko ng immigration minister, kung hindi mo kayang humarap sa amin, hindi mo kayang humarap dito sa proseso na nasa batas naman, baka dapat ikaw ay mag-resign na. I will play the soundbite of MP Michelle Rempel Garner. Pero sabi nga niya, naiintindihan din niya, baka nga kasi natatakot dahil ang dami na namang mga bagong issue over the past week na related pa rin sa immigration. Sabi niya, baka yan ang mga dahilan, kaya parang hindi pa sure si Immigration Minister Leyna Diab kung siya ay darating sa Thursday. Sige, let me play that soundbite for you. Ito po yan.
The Minister of Finance has committed to showing up for his full session, but to date, Leyna Diab has not confirmed that she will attend or will attend the full 4 hours as she's required to do. So everyone knows that Leyna Diab will eventually have to be fired because of her incompetence, but if she's so bad that the Prime Minister's office doesn't think that she can be questioned about her department's work, as is required by parliamentary procedure, then the Prime Minister needs to immediately fire her and replace her with someone who will. It's absolutely mind-boggling that the person in charge of one of the most critical files of the federal government, who gets paid $300,000 and has a taxpayer-funded driver, can't be bothered to show up for work. And so we're calling on her to do that. And if the minister won't show up for work on Thursday, like seriously, the finance minister is showing up. Why can't she? I know she's terrible. But at this point, if a minister can't show up to answer questions in the House, given her track record, the Prime Minister needs to fire her. He needs to fire her anyways, but before Thursday would be nice.
Talagang meron pang by Thursday daw, before Thursday would be nice. Well, for those of you who have been watching my episodes, yung mga suki po natin, di ba nagsishare ako madalas ng mga exchanges ng dalawang yan, ni MP Michelle, saka ni Leyna Diab. Talagang matindi rin ang mga debate nila, no? Remember at one point, si MP Michelle Rempel Garner directly told her, you're a very bad minister. Sa yun sa House of Commons talaga. Kaya naman, may nakita akong isang soundbite po ni Leyna Diab. I think this was maybe from a few months back. In this soundbite, you will hear how she feels, no? Tuwing sila ay naghaharap yata nito ni Michelle Rempel Garner. Sabi niya, para akong binubuli. Tignan niyo to.
Mr. Speaker, Canadians expect transparency and honesty, not bullying and degrading from that member and people that she works with.
Not bullying and degrading. Kasi nga talaga minsan, matitindi rin talaga itong mga salitang binibitawan ni MP Michelle Rempel Garner. What do you think about that? Okay, again, that's an old soundbite for the immigration minister. Ngayon, maliban sa feeling niya siguro, binubuli siya, ang dami rin kasi talaga mga recent issues na naman na connected sa immigration ng Canada. Ito ang latest. Matindi po ito, no? Yesterday or 2 days ago ba, nagpa-presscon ang Peel Region Police. Dito po yan sa bandang Ontario. Dahil meron daw po silang mga naaresto. Isang grupo, mga miyembro ng sindikato na involved dito sa mga madalas mabalitang mga shooting, arson, extortion operations, lalo na targeting the South Asian community. Diyan lalo na sa bandang Brampton. Okay. Pero, apparently, according to the investigation of the police, parang this operation extends to many provinces. Meron din silang mga miyembro dyan sa bandang British Columbia, sa Surrey, and other parts of Canada. Anyway, ito po, tingnan nyo, no? Sabi, extortion task force takes down international criminal group targeting South Asian community. In a while, I will explain to you bakit ito connected sa immigration, ano? So, ito po yung grupo, 17 people charged with over 100, no? Over 100 charges yata ang naisampa. Accused are connected to 24 incidents. Of those, investigators linked 16 violent incidents associated sa kanilang grupo na kung tawagin daw ay Four Brothers, including arson, multiple shootings that involved 324 rounds discharged. Tapos, ito na nga, no, they are facing a total of 106 criminal charges. Bakit ito related sa immigration? Well, it turns out all these individuals are non-citizens. Ang nagsabi po niyan yung mayor ng Brampton sa isang press conference. I will play that for you. Sinabi non-citizens. Hindi naman po klaro kung baka merong PR, pero personally, I doubt it. Kutob ko dyan, hindi. Talagang siguro mga out of status ito or at least non-compliant sa kanilang mga status or permits. At ngayon, they decided to join this criminal syndicate. O sige, pe-play ko lang po yung soundbite ni Mayor Patrick Brown ng Brampton.
I hope the results of today's investigation send a clear message that if you think you can prey upon our residents, if you think that an organized criminal group can be predatory on innocent families, you can't. Here's a case where all the alleged criminals are not even Canadian citizens, but they are acting with impunity in our region. If you think this can be replicated, it's going to have the same result, because we have the best of the best in the Peel Regional Police. And having CBSA here to send a very clear signal that this is not tolerated in Canada, I think is particularly helpful.
So, ayun, nabanggit din, nandun yung presidente ng CBSA eh. Anyway, so now you see why it's related to immigration. I won't be surprised na kung itong si Immigration Minister Lina Diab ay dumating sa Thursday, this issue will be brought up. Okay, because number one, ang tanong, ano ang nangyari sa security screening sa background checks? Why have we allowed these types of people to arrive here? O sige, sabihin natin baka dito na lang silang nag-umpisa maging miyembro nitong sindikatong ito. O dyan naman papasok yung tanong na, bakit nandito pa yung mga yan? Kung sila ay out of status. Okay, maha-highlight na naman yung problema na there is a clear lack of monitoring of people who are not supposed to be here. That is one risk of being lenient sa mga out of status. Okay, syempre kung ikaw ay out of status, di ba, mahirap maghanap ng trabaho. There is a tendency for these people to just commit crime, to survive. Yan ang nasa isip nila, di ba? Balikan natin yung press release po ng Peel Region Police. Pagkatapos mahuli, ngayon ay maaari nang i-deport ang ilan sa mga ito. Or at least they are starting to face deportation proceedings. 6 individuals charged by Peel Regional Police may face immigration action, including possible removal from the country after their criminal cases are finished. Separately, the CBSA arrested and detained 6 individuals for immigration-related inadmissibility. Ibig sabihin siguro mga out of status na to. And for those arrested and detained by the CBSA, meron daw 3 na natanggal na, o na-remove na from Canada. Okay, have been removed. Tapos 2 are in custody. 1 has been released. Okay, bakit kaya? By the Immigration and Refugee Board on conditions. Baka refugee status, no? So you see the connection here? Oh, pero isa lang yan, ano, sa marami pang ibang mga issue na hinaharap ang Immigration Department. Kaya siguro talaga napapaisip pa si Immigration Minister Leyna Diab kung siya ba ay dapat pang humarap. Ang sabi nga nung ibang nakikita ko sa social media, no, nako, kung hindi yan mag-attend sa Thursday, maybe that's a sign na that she's on her way out. I don't know, no, abangan natin yan. Okay. Sa channel natin, 'di ba, lagi natin pinag-uusapan yung kanyang lack of communication skills. Lalo na dito sa issue ng TR to PR, remember yung ang daming confusion na nangyari. It turns out parang wala naman palang bagong programa na darating. Dapat, 'di ba, umpisa pa lang nung nagsilabasan itong mga posts na magkakaroon ng bagong TR to PR program, dapat sa umpisa pa lang naglabas na sila ng press release to clarify what it really is going to be. Hindi yung tipong maghihintay sila ng ilang buwan bago i-clarify that there is not going to be a new program. Instead, magpa-fast track lang daw sila ng processing ng ilang mga applications na na-submit na. Basically, walang mangyayaring bago, no? Akalain ninyo, just a few days ago, they decided to come out with this. Kung dati pa nila nilabas ito, nung umpisa pa lang, matagal nang walang diskusyon tungkol dito sa TR to PR. Okay, kaya naman pala na maglabas ng ganitong announcement Tingnan nyo. Get the facts about the one-time initiative announced, okay, to transition up to 33,000 work permit holders to PR. Yan yung TR to PR na sinasabi. This is not a new immigration program. Okay, tapos dun sa pangatlong bullet, applicants do not need to take any action. IRCC is accelerating eligible applications already in the system for workers who have applied for PR. Abay, bakit ngayon nyo lang to nilabas? Hindi nyo ba naririnig? Hindi nyo ba nababasa sa mga immigration forums, sa usapan ng mga consultants, na merong tinatawag na TR to PR program? Diba? Dapat noon pa nilabas itong clarification na ito, nakakaloka, diba? Ano pa yung ibang mga issues na hinaharap ngayon ng IRCC? Diba? We discussed in an episode, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, may lumabas din kasi na bagong report about the misconducts of some employees there in IRCC. I'm sure itatanong din yan kung siya ay dumating sa Thursday. At ang isa pang inaabangan ko, by the way, I'm not sure if some MPs will remember this. Sabi nung isang IRCC official, yung Deputy Minister, si Mr. Ted Gallivan, a few weeks ago, tungkol naman po sa issue ng kakulangan ng pag-track. Hindi nila alam, di ba? Inamin nila, hindi nila alam kung yung mga taong may expired permits ay umaalis talaga ng Canada voluntarily. Di ba? They admitted it. And Mr. Ted Gallivan then said na meron silang magiging tracking system starting this May. Makokompleto daw nila yung parang sistema kung saan magkakaroon ng indicator sa mga taong expired ang permit at dapat wala na dito. Patapos na ang May, nasa na ito? Isa rin po yan sa mga inaabangan natin. But anyway, ayan. At least nailatag natin ng husto. Ang dami talaga mga isyong hinaharap ng immigration ng Canada ngayon. Let me know what you guys think. I will end this episode here. See you guys in the next one. Bye!